54 degrees out of nowhere. It's cool after a long hot summer. Hot. It feels wonderful. I think the dogs are enjoying it too. You like the cool weather, doggies? Come here. Come here. Doggies. Doggies. Who's my doggies? Who's my doggies, huh? Who's my doggies? Who's my doggies? Yeah, these good doggies. These good doggies. Alright, go on. Get. Go play. Alright then. I'm lacking the motivation I had last night when I went to sleep. I planned to get up this morning and take advantage of this cool weather to work on some projects outside. I don't want to do it now. I want to relax. Seems like a long few weeks. I haven't had much of an opportunity to relax, whether from my obligations to my work or just pushing myself on my off time to do things around here that I'd like to get done, though progress is often slow. Anyway, but I've got a nice long weekend ahead of me. Should be able to tick some boxes on the to-do list. This area out here is an area that I'd like to transform into a large flower bed that I'll seed with wildflowers mostly, and then maybe put a flagpole there and run up the stars and stripes. And I thought, just to complete the picture from the road of my house, I might paint each of the 3 crossboards on this fence a color, red, white, and blue, and then I'd have a patriotic and colorful facade to the home, if that's the right word. Curb appeal. So there's that. I looked into a decent flagpole, talking about $150 with a flag and a flagpole. You got to get a light on it to display it properly at night. But I'm thinking about fencing this in temporarily for the hogs, and the hogs can get in there and churn all that up, and that'll make it easy for me to walk in there and pick up the logs and stuff, and they'll kill it all, so I don't have to worry about all those weeds that are in there. They're just really effective at that in fairly short order. So put them to work, which is kind of one of the main ideas of having them, is that you can use them in that regard. And after they churn that up, I'm probably going to take the same fence and then go put it out there in the garden area for them to do the same thing, and have a much smaller field garden to go with my raised bed. And the pigs can work for me once again, cleaning, making the garden ready, tilling it. And there's a third area that I'll put them to task around the burn barrel that they're going to be very well suited for. And when they get out there and start tilling and rooting, they expose the larger chunks of metal debris that the previous owners had dumped, car parts particularly, and other stuff of that nature. It makes it very easy to just walk in there and pick them up, discard them. So those are some things I'm going to work on today. I'm working on the raised garden. Sure would like to get that close to completion today, actually. And I'm going to add a top to the chicken run. Put some chicken wire on top so they can't fly over the fence. And I need to make a pulley system to open their chicken door to the coop, because I won't be able to walk in there anymore conveniently to open it. So I need to make a rope go somewhere where I can pull it open from outside. And then work on some other stuff. That's plenty to do today. And if I were to get busy right now and diligently work through the day, like I might any other day, I'd probably get all that done. The chicken coop and the raised garden, that is. And now that I've said it publicly, so to speak, if I decide to share this video, then I am much more likely to do so, as anybody would be that is trying to do something positive. Stating so publicly is a certain motivating factor. There the dogs go again. That's why I got the camera out. They're cute, tugging at the little towel, the dog towel. I left the dogs in the house yesterday, and Waffles there chewed up a plastic dog bowl, leaving quite a bit of sharp splinters. I'm surprised her mouth isn't cut up from it. I don't know how they do that. But I was gone about 5 hours, maybe, if that. Rayon has found a way to get out of the dog run, so she stays inside just fine. And Waffles is going to need to be separated and put into the dog kennel. Rayon can just leave places like right under there. She's figured, and there's a lot of them. Over there where I put that brick. Out there where I've stuck some poles. Right there. Next to the gate over there. Too much to mess with right now. So she can just stay inside, and Waffles have to stay out there because she can't behave herself. She gets probably anxious and chooses poorly when it comes time to chew on something. So, I've got quite the day ahead of me. If I can just get started, I got some coffee in me and should be kicking in momentarily, and then I'll go begin. Whoopee! My dogs are fun to watch run. More so than a lot of other dogs. I know this because I've been to the dog park, and my dogs are highly entertaining relative to some others. There's lots of good dogs out there, isn't there? I saw the latest ASPCA ad with, I think, Sarah McLachlan and some others, and God, it's sad. Oh, I may never watch it again. I just let it run thinking, it's just a commercial, but man, it pulls at my heartstrings. And then right after it, they do the kids, I don't know, handicap, cancer, deformity, children fund. No, it's not called that, but, and I feel just as sympathetic. It hurts. And I know I'm not going to send any money to that, so I kind of feel less bad about not sending money to ASPCA, because I wanted to spend $18 a month for each of them, but that ain't going to happen. It should. I hope that at some point I could make enough money where I feel comfortable doling out $40 a month every month to help a couple of good causes. But that is as it is. That money adds up to, I need it. I need it all, I think. Anyway, I digress. I got a day.